world's breadbasket running low on bread, and you haven't heard anything about it. How about this one? Why are environmentalist groups overwhelming the Fish and Wildlife Services? Wait until you hear what's going on. These two are connected. They're ready to take a turn. The early 20th century progressives that everybody loves so much, do they love freedom or fascism? And what does it have to do with today and the progressives that are in the White House and all around us seemingly? We'll answer these questions tonight. Better yet, you will. If you believe this country is great, but the government is trying to silence dissent, you stand up and come follow me. It is amazing. We have an update from the White House on Van Jones, and you won't believe what is coming your way. Hello, America. Your food, I'm sorry to say, is going to cost more, and some products are going to be harder to get. Why haven't you heard this anywhere? I'll tell you why. California right now is on fire, and everybody is focused on the fire, but you should be focused on something else that starts with an F in California, and that's farmers. They are suffering through an environmental crisis, and the government is there to make it so much worse. Central Valley, a 400-mile-long area spanning 18 counties in California, is responsible for 57% of the state's total farming. Now, when you consider that California represents about 13% of the farmer seats in the entire country, wow, that's going to make almonds and artichokes and olives and nectarines and grapes and strawberries and peaches and plums and lettuce and everything else a lot harder to get. Why? The media will tell you, well, the Central Valley has already been hit with a severe drought. And Washington has managed to make this much, much worse. Listen to this. Wall Street Journal is now reporting that federal environmental rulings designed to protect the Delta smelt, in case you don't know, that's a little fish. They have reduced water shipments to the local farmers to just 10% of what they had been getting. So in other words, that's a reduction of 90% of the water. Well, common sense will tell you the effects of keeping water from a drought-stricken area, but for the lawmakers and the left-wing bloggers who are right now watching us in their basements of their mom's house, here's what happened. Farmers stand to lose at least $1.2 billion in revenue this year. This according to a study by the University of California, Davis. That means less food. And in a sick twist of irony, the government is actually starving the farmers, which is weird. Because I know a little something about history. This is exactly what happened with FDR. It's like Obama is the new Roosevelt. In the year that ended June 30th, the Fresno Community Food Bank distributed about 14.5 million pounds of food. That was a record to the residents in 3 counties, twice as much as they gave out last year. Governor Schwarzenegger even called for a state of emergency in half of the Central Valley's counties, as well as asking President Obama to declare Fresno as a disaster area to help pay for food shipments to the area known as California's agricultural heart. But FEMA turned them down. Gee, FEMA turned them down. You'd think we'd learn our lesson with the FEMA mistakes, Claiming the states and localities, they had enough money. Well, as they continued to wait for the appeal, Schwarzenegger's office was forced to set aside $4 million, enough to buy enough food to hold them out till next week. Well, I got a couple of tough questions here. How many times do progressives, environmentalists, eco-nut jobs have to be proven wrong before we finally say, shut up? You know what? I'm sorry. In my house, my son Rafe told me, he pointed this out the other day. He said, Dad, we don't say shut up in our house. You're right, Rafe. Shut your pie hole. No, I don't think we say that either. Anyway, green jobs, Czar.